Hello everyone, it's Moodog here from Moodog's Frugal RCs and More. I apologize for the delay in getting videos uploaded. I've been in the hospital for a little while here and I'm finally out, get the blood pressure under control at this point. I wanted to start off by saying thanks to all my new subscribers and thank you guys all for kind of hanging in there with me as my channel is in the kind of growing phase right now. What we're looking at today, guys, is going to be some accessories that I purchased for the Trek 820. This is a 1992 Trek 820 mountain bike. And I do have a video up on my channel. I'll post a link for that one so you guys can check it out. I'm going to go through some of the accessories that I purchased for this bicycle and kind of give you an overview of them, and I'll post links for that as well. So you guys can check those out if you should need to. Now what we're looking at here again is the 92 Trek, and what I've done with this bike is kind of turned it into a utilitarian sort of, I guess you could almost call it a touring package bicycle. Now this isn't going to be necessarily maybe for the hardcore touring enthusiast. The gearing might be a little off on this. This is a 28, 38, 48 front cluster here, front chain rings. And then the rear is just going to be a 12 and 32, I believe, or 12 and 30 for the high and low, respectively, on that one. Anyway, I kind of want to get into accessorizing your bicycle. Now, there are those purists out there that are going to poo-poo this video and say that stuff is junk, it's not going to last, it's not going to do this, it isn't going to do that. Well, I want to kind of explain my reasoning for purchasing this type of equipment for this bicycle and what purpose it's going to serve. Now, I could have went out and bought Top Peak products. I could have went out and bought Blackburn bags. I could have went out and bought all these higher end and higher dollar items for this bike. For my needs, that really doesn't make sense because I use this bicycle as a utility bike. I use this bicycle for just basic rides. Maybe going forward, once my health improves a little bit more and I drop a little bit of weight, I'll be able to take this out and do some charity rides, which I have done in the past, and I think that would even fit the bill for that. Now, for basic round-the-town riding, for basic, even slight touring use, these products I think will be fine. They are on the frugal end of things, and anybody that knows anything about my channel, I try to do bang for the buck items. When I purchase something, it's bang for the buck, it's lowest cost, highest resiliency, highest value. So that's what we're looking at today. First thing we're going to kind of look at, guys, is a bike rack. Now the rear rack on this bike, let's take a look at the bag itself as well. But the first thing we're going to be looking at is this bike rack. Now this is from a seller on on Amazon. By the name of ARLTB. It's a Chinese-made rack. What we're looking at here is a seat post mounted rack with a quick release. So we've got the quick release going there, adjustable, and it comes with a shim to fit your size of seat post, and you may have to actually customize that shim by using leftover bar tape, that type of thing, rubber tubes, whatever, to get it to fit right. But essentially this is a seat post type rack for your bike. Now this is going to have a beam that is adjustable, and you can see the screws underneath there that will adjust the actual length of this. I have it extended all the way out. It also has a side pannier cover here, or actually I guess you could call it a cover, so you're not sliding the bag into the spokes, and adjustability on the brace that goes from the actual rack itself down to your seat stay. So everything, it comes with all the hardware. It's all made of aluminum. Everything put together nicely. It has a claimed weight restriction on the Amazon ad of 110 pounds. I don't know if I believe that. It's probably more like 40, maybe 50 pounds. It does seem pretty sturdy when I press down on it with everything tightened down and adjusted properly. But if you look on here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but and you won't be able to see it, but on this red sticker here, it says, caution, do not load any higher than 25 pounds. Now, I don't know if that means not taking into consideration the pannier covers here, or the actual braces that go on both sides. Both seat stays have those braces from the rack platform down. So if they're talking about 25 pounds, not using those, I can believe that. Not using those braces here is going to cause this rack to rotate a little bit, and it kind of shifts under weight. So in its fully configured form, and its fully assembled form with all the stuff that you're getting with it, it seems to be pretty sturdy. I'm liking the finished product a lot. Okay, next thing we're going to be looking at is the bike bag that I chose for this. Now, the bag that I chose for this is another Chinese bag. And I hate to keep buying products from China, guys, and I really would like to support the United States and get more products in from U.S. manufacturers, but I'm on a budget, and this is the only thing that's really going to fit my budget for my needs. So, apologies aside, this is a bag that has pretty good sized compartments on it, and it's from a seller by the name of Travellor, Travellor. They seem to have a pretty good selection of different bags for bike, for laptops, for cell phones, that type of thing. So they specialize in a lot of different type of nylon bags. This particular one is for the bike, and it also comes with a shoulder strap included, so you can actually use these D-rings on either side here, on either end I should say of the bag, and you can clip this and use it around your and carry it around your shoulder off the bike. It has hook and loop straps on 4 corners, so we have one here, one just on the other side of that, one on the back here, and one just on the other side of that one too. So there's 4 points of contact there, 4 points of adhesion to the rack itself. Seems to be pretty sturdy, stays on there pretty well. We have several compartments on this one, which I think are kind of nice. This has the elastic cinch on the top here for putting papers, maybe a map, something like that, depending on what you want to have on here. You have this available to you. This has a double zipper on it as well. So this would unzip all the way around, and inside here you could put your energy bars, things like that. Different small items would fit up on top here. And this actually came with the rack itself. It is a elastic cord with a cinch on it as well. This came with the metal rack itself. I just got that stored up on top for now. So the zipper quality on here is pretty good, guys. So these look like self-mending zippers on here. They seem to be pretty sturdy in and of themselves. The main compartment of the rack is going to be here, or the bag I should say, is going to be here. And again, we have double zipper, one rolling that way, and roll the other one up like this. Now the way they have this set up with the, I might have this on, and I do have it on here backwards, I apologize for that. So I guess you can see right now I have it on here backwards. There is a reflective strip here that should be towards the back of the bike, and I have it turned the other way. I'll fix that for future. So this will open from front to back instead of like it is now from back to front. And you can see the lining on the inside of here is nylon. It's a soft feel, nicely padded, and you have the Travellor logo on here. So I don't think this is just kind of a knockoff company as far as their bags go. I think that they are manufacturing probably their own bag line, which is kind of nice. Inside here you have ample room for clothing. I have my reflective vest on here, my glasses, my gloves, and some other just basic other necessity kind of stuff in here. And this is not necessarily what I'll be riding with. This is just to kind of show you some of the stuff that you can throw in here. And this does come with the adjustable strap, shoulder strap that would attach to the D-rings at either end of the bag. Kind of cool, kind of nice. Very nice interior on here. You can see everything is stitched decently. You have the Travellor logo throughout on the nylon interior here. The stitching is nice. It's really made nicely. You have that model number on this one is the S1601. This is a bag that I got again on Amazon.com. And this was under $10, guys. This was under 10 bucks, which really, I was kind of not expecting much when I purchased this thing. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this rack bag, with this rack trunk. I should call it what it is. It's a rack trunk. So I'm pleasantly surprised with this item right here, guys. Really nice. Side pouch on here as well. So you have the rubberized Travelor tag on here, and then we have a nice Travelor branded, you can see that or not, Travelor branded fob for the zipper here that unzips. And I've just got a couple of flashlights in here. This would be good for putting a multi-tool, some snacks, that type of thing, maybe a CO2 inflator, that type of thing for your bicycle. But altogether, I think that's a really nicely made, nicely done, nicely thought out rack bag for just a little bit of money. Moving on to the front of the bike, well, we can stay back here, I guess. Your basic average LED lighting system. You want to make sure that you're lighting your bike when you're riding, especially dusk or even at full daylight. People just aren't seeing you. That's why I'm going to recommend a vest and a lighting system, something that's going to work decently. Now this one has several different flash patterns, and it also has a laser that will point down. Let's see if I can get it to work now. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. You're probably not going to be able to see it. It's right there. And it'll shoot two lasers, one on either side, and it shoots far enough back so at night you can actually see that. So that shines nice on the ground, and it has a flash on it as well if you wanted to use the flash. So we'll go ahead and turn that off for the time being. Alright, so that's one thing I think is kind of important to have. And something like that can be purchased on Amazon as well, or basically any retailer will have those for you, and they're not real expensive. Something like that, probably about $10. Alright, moving on to the front of the bike, or actually the top of the rack area here, we have just a pump. Now this is a frame pump that usually would install via the holder through your bottle cage, braze-ons for your bottle cage. But in this instance, I actually strapped it right onto the rack using two heavy-duty zip ties, and it stays in place nicely. This is a top peak, so this is a little bit higher quality item I've had for a while, and I just kind of trust that more with pumping my bike tires up than any other kind of branded item. So you want to don't want to skimp too much when it comes to the pump on your bike. You want that to work, you want that to be proper, all those types of things. The saddle on the bike, obviously you guys have seen that already. It is a Cloud 9 Sunlight saddle. It's just a nice saddle. The front bag that I have on here is by a seller called Sunmall. Again, it's another Chinese bag, guys. And you can see a lot of that stuff on my bikes. Not necessarily really proud of that, but again, you have to go with what fits your budget and what's going to fit your needs. So this is by a company called Sunmall. You have hook and loop straps on here that would hold the onto your frame, that hold the bag onto your frame. You have a nylon zipper on here. Inside here, I'm going to have my spare inner tube. I'm going to carry things like a patch kit, maybe a small other items in here as well. But it's kind of nice to have extra space on your bike to have to carry those things with you. And then obviously I have my two bottle cages on there ready for water bottles. Moving up to the front of the bike, as far as the bags go, I have this one here, and this is Robeson. This is another Chinese made bag again, but you're looking at, it's got two sides to it. This has a rain cover for it as well. Inside here I have a multi-tool. I have my specialized wedlock bicycle lock in here. This also has a pouch on the outside here, guys, that'll allow you to put small paper items, maybe spare patches, that type of thing, maybe a small tool or two. This has a Velcro hook Velcro on here, and this did come with a cell phone kind of holder with a kind of a plastic see-through cover on it that was Velcro on here, but it wasn't staying in place, so I really didn't want to use it. Didn't think it was really important to have it on there, so I did remove that one. And then on the other side here we have the same thing. We have the Robeson rubberized kind of tag on here. And in here I've got keys for my lock. I've got another spare tube, some other items on the bottom. And this one as well has the other kind of little pouch area here that you could put papers, maps, that type of thing on there, and use that for that. My lighting system on this bike I've had for a few years, and I've been using for a few years, and it's proven to be really, really well. Really do a really good job. This is a 6-volt system, 6.2 volt, I'm pretty sure, and I'll correct that in the post edit so you guys get the right information. But this is made by a company called TFCFL. It's a Chinese manufactured lighting system. Something like the lighting system here, you're going to be looking at probably about $20 or less. Just to kind of backtrack a little bit, the bag here we're looking at was about $10, maybe $11. I'll post links for all this stuff so you guys will be able to see that. And then the bag back here I think was less than $10 for sure, like maybe $9 or so. But moving up to the lighting system, and we have a rechargeable system here, and I have it wired in. So I've got all the wires kind of wound around and zip tied to the frame, and then they wind up the stem and then right to the light itself. But this essentially you would plug in to the back side of the light here. And I'm not going to go through that all right now. Actually, I probably could. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. I don't have my tripod with me today. I'm doing this video kind of on the fly right now to give you guys an idea here. So we'll go ahead and see if I get that plugged in. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but I'll try it for you. Let's see here. So this would plug in. You'd get a charger with it, and it would plug into this end right here, the charger would. And it has an LED indicator when it's all charged up. So let's go ahead and plug that in. And this is water resistant, so it's rubberized, and that fits over the top of the one fits in the other. And there's a pretty snug fit there, and that is water resistant. Then the light itself is a 3-position switch on it, and your switch is going to be right here. So your first position is going to give you a beam like that. Second position is going to be brighter. Third position even brighter than that. And then you have off. So now any one of these positions, so if I put it in the first position here, guys, and I hold this button down, hold it down for about a couple seconds, we have a full flash. So you've got a pretty I'm not going to put the camera out in front here because it's pretty darn bright. And I've had actual motorists flash their brights at me to turn this thing off or turn the intensity down because it is that bright. So about 20 bucks for something like that. Very, very good quality. Works really, really good. I have nothing bad to say about the lighting system on this bike at all. And that's a nice aluminum housing. And then you have these full heat sinks on here. This doesn't really get that hot that I've noticed yet anyway. So we'll go ahead and turn that off for the time being. There we go. Okay, now those will stay on. These beams will stay on here. These are battery indicators 1, 2, and 3 to let you know where the battery is as far as your battery power you need to charge or not. And I just, when I'm not using it, I just go ahead and unplug it. That way everything is, it's not wearing on it at all. The computer on here is a basic computer. All I really need to know on my bike is how long I've been riding, what the distance is, what's my max speed, what speed am I going right now. This one actually has another function that will let you know. You can preset it to when you want to do maintenance on your bike, say chain oil, that type of thing. Now if you have any kind of mechanical knowledge at all and know anything about bikes, you work on your own bikes, you're not going to need to use that feature. But this is the self-starting, and it actually has a backlight on it as well. So I think you have to push both of these to get the backlight to go. I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to mess with it right now, but that's essentially what it would be. Let me go ahead and get this back to where it is here. There we go. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for the bike, and that's a wireless unit as well, guys. Now I'll come around the other side of the bike to show you that real quick. But for not a whole lot of money, and we're talking probably less than $70, you can fully outfit your bike to have the proper amount of storage for you. And I'm not saying you have to buy all these bags or actually even these particular bags, but this is what I found on Amazon, just doing the research that I needed to do, doing my due diligence to find products that work. and to find products that aren't going to break the bank but still provide a good amount of performance for my needs. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up for me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you would. It really helps me out a lot, guys. We'll see you all in the next one, and God bless the Republic.